In engineering and manufacturing, the playbook for management is almost universal. Find the person who knows the equipment best and put them in charge. The logic appears sound. This individual fixes the complex mechanical problems, they know the product catalog inside and out, and the customers already trust them. But this promotion triggers a predictable failure pattern. We call it the expert trap. The exact technical instincts that earned this person the title actively obstruct their ability to do the new job. The transition creates intense psychological friction. When a team member asks a technical question, stepping in to answer it provides the manager with a familiar, immediate rush of competence. It feels like productive work. That short-term comfort carries a severe long-term penalty. By stepping in and solving the problem, the manager guarantees the team member will remain dependent on them the next time an issue arises. Without deliberate effort to repattern these behaviors, promoting your top expert yields a harsh result. You lose your best engineer and gain a bottlenecked team. You see this play out every day. The new manager still insists on reviewing every quote, attending critical site visits, and providing the ultimate technical sign-off. This organizational chart shows what that looks like. Instead of an independent team, you have a hub-and-spoke system where employees route decisions to the center. As volume increases, the central node pulses. The entire network slows, moving only as fast as the manager reviews. The commercial cost is highly measurable. The manager works twice the hours they did before, but produces half the commercial impact, while the team's professional development stalls entirely. A hub-and-spoke model caps the company's revenue at the manager's personal bandwidth, effectively ending any chance of real commercial scale. To see how this bottleneck causes deals to fail, we have to look closely at the field interactions. Technically brilliant reps frequently stall right at the point of revenue generation. Their primary gap is behavioral. They default to pitching product specifications instead of quantifying the operational cost of the customer's problem. Take a real scenario. A field engineer visits a manufacturing plant that is experiencing repeated seal failures on a critical production line. The left side shows the flawed approach. The engineer recommends a 4,000-pound FFKM seal with complex specs. The deal stalls out. The customer perceives the unit price as an unjustified high-end expense. The intervention is gap selling, establishing the operational state first. The right side calculates this framework. The engineer reveals 4 failures costing 12,000 pounds each, a 48,000-pound gap. When you present a 4,000-pound technical solution against a 48,000-pound operational hemorrhage, the customer's price objection is completely neutralized. The breakthrough here came from behavioral discipline. By staying in discovery and asking the right questions, the engineer transformed a technical problem into a commercial argument. Technical professionals do not need to adopt traditional sales tactics. They simply need to learn how to anchor their technical solutions to the customer's measurable commercial pain. Once you establish that commercial behavior, the leader's job is to scale this independence across the entire team. Most delegation attempts in technical environments fail because they lack structure. A manager abandons a task, waits for an error, delivers a harsh verdict, and takes the work back. This quadrant graph illustrates the 4-level delegation framework, plotting task risk against employee capability. High risk for low capability equals abdication. Low risk for high capability equals micromanagement. The correct path runs straight up the center, progressing deliberately to level 4. A leader must match the level of oversight to the specific capability of the employee, not to their own anxiety. If you delegate a task but secretly retain the authority to change the final decision, you strip the employee of ownership. They stop trying, and you reinforce the bottleneck. True delegation is a structured, intentional transfer of ownership. It allows a technical team to grow without the manager losing commercial control. Executing this structure is difficult because most technical leaders are player managers. They carry a personal sales quota while simultaneously leading a team. Operating without a written strategy carries a massive cost. Every account feels equally urgent, and the team slips into reactive busyness rather than targeted revenue growth. The solution is the one-page 90-day focus document. As you can see, it is cleanly segmented into 3 specific sections: grow, protect, and stop. For the first 2 sections, you identify 3 specific accounts with untapped potential to actively grow and 3 fragile accounts to protect from competitors. The third section creates the necessary leverage. You identify one specific, time-wasting activity that the team will permanently stop doing. This document is not meant to be filed away. It functions practically as a ruthless daily decision filter for the team's pipeline. The operational rule is simple. If a requested activity does not directly advance one of the 6 named accounts, it is deferred or rejected. A documented focus provides the shared commercial direction needed to move the needle on those high-return accounts. Implementing these management frameworks or introducing automated AI workflows will inevitably trigger resistance from experienced personnel. Experienced professionals often push back because of underlying fears, specifically the threat of intense surveillance or professional replacement. To neutralize friction, leaders must deploy a specific countermeasure, explicitly answering what a tool does and does not do before the team asks. Then you run a process pilot. But you don't give it to an eager early adopter. You hand it to a respected, moderate skeptic on the team. You let the measurable time savings and data from that pilot drive voluntary adoption. Mandating compliance creates friction. Evidence creates converts. A technical team does not need to love a new process. They only need to trust that their leader understands its precise commercial value and its limitations. Once these structures are fully integrated, the organization must change how it measures corporate success. You stop measuring the flawed metrics of an expert, like the number of quotes sent or personal site visits made. You begin measuring the true metrics of a leader: pipeline velocity and independent team closes. This graph shows the ultimate corporate return on investment. An untrained team produces erratic, high-activity spikes with a flat revenue trend. A trained, autonomous team produces a smooth, escalating revenue trend. This illustrates the core philosophy of a modern technical leader: outcome over activity. True leadership is measured strictly by what the team achieves independently today that they could not achieve 30 days prior. The B2B business case is clear. Organizations must stop paying their technical managers to do their old jobs. Providing this exact curriculum equips managers with the field-tested grit and the structural frameworks required to execute their new commercial roles. Scaling an engineering or manufacturing business doesn't require having the smartest person in the room. It requires building a room full of smart people who no longer need you there to close the deal.